Welcome to Discover the Upper Cumberland. We're so excited to bring you more stories about interesting people and places throughout the Upper Cumberland. I'm Celeste Flatt-Bennett, and I'm honored to be your guide on this adventure. When trying to come up with a new concept for a brewery, Jessica Upchurch decided to combine great tasting beer with the beautiful state parks for which Tennessee is famous. Let's take a hike down to Happy Trails Brewing Company in downtown Sparta.
I am a preschool teacher. I've been teaching for 9 years, and a few years ago we decided to take up home brewing and learning about the brewing process and creating recipes and making our own beer for ourselves and our friends. And I decided I wanted to learn more about brewing. And as we started brewing more and more beer, people really started to enjoy it. We started sharing with our friends and family, and I actually entered a few competitions and won a few medals with some different she brew and things like that. So I started to think maybe this is something that we could do. And I found a program where I could learn more about brewing and the actual process of owning a brewery, the operations, the science of it, and I made the choice to actually attend school and become a master brewer. As we learned more about the process of brewing, it was very evident I loved true to style beers. I loved brewing anything that I could follow my recipe, and I knew exactly the kind of beer that I was going to get from my recipes. And as I learned more about it, I realized that was the way that I wanted to go with my actual brewing. And I went straight into the all grain, which means I always brewed using grains only, no extracts. And we did 5-gallon batches. We used all different hops. We were able to make our own recipes. We were able to build those using the things that we knew that we enjoyed. When we first started trying to figure out what we wanted to do as a brewery, what we wanted to have as far as our concept, we started to think about things that we have in our area. And we have always loved as a family going hiking, doing things in state parks. We go camping a lot. And so when we started trying to think of something that we could do to relate was the state parks. So we actually reached out to Tennessee state parks and presented them with an idea. If we were Happy Trails Brewing Company, what could that look like as a partnership? So we came up with the idea that we would name our beers things to do with the state parks, whether it's our Burgess Blonde, which is named after Burgess Falls, if it's our Pickett State Park beer, which is our Pickett Pale, and then we have a Ranger Brown, which is named after a park ranger, of course. So we knew that those were things that we wanted to present with the parks and see how they would feel about it. And we actually signed a contract with them stating that we would donate beer each year to some of their events that they hold. So we've actually served beer for the bike ride across Tennessee, and we have plans to serve at several upcoming events. So it's pretty neat to see how receptive they were for our plan. And it's advertisement for us as well as advertisement for them. And here in our brewery, we actually have a very large map that shows all 56 of the state parks across the state of Tennessee. So that's pretty neat to see people take a look at that, and they don't even realize that they're that close to so many state parks. So that to me is just a really neat thing that we can do to just show our love for Tennessee and to show people what they can actually experience when they come into our area. We also have our Pay It Forward wall, which is something really neat that we've seen in a few breweries, and where people can come in and they buy a beer, and it can be for anybody or any occupation. We've had a lot of people buy beers for veterans or teachers, and then specific names. If you've got a friend coming into the brewery in a couple of days, you can buy them a beer and they come in and see their name on the wall. So that's been pretty cool to see people come in and they feel like they're important when they see that up there. And it's a way for you to give back to somebody else. it's a really neat thing for people to see when they walk into our brewery. It's not just like walking into a bar. You walk in and people are really trying new beers. They're savoring the taste. They want to try different things. They're not here just to be at a sports bar where you go and, you know, and they take shots or pound alcohol. Nobody does that. It's a different feeling. People feel welcome to bring their kids and to come and spend an afternoon with their families, or even for the live music. We have people come to sing music who are younger and bring a younger crowd, and that's okay because, you know, we have craft sodas as well, and we have water, and, you know, people feel like they can come here and be welcome no matter what. So it's a really neat thing to see. The crowd that comes here is not going to be the kind of people that are going to start bar fights or something like that. So it's a really neat way to spend a weekend, and we've really come to realize that people are looking for something to do. They're looking for a place to go that they feel safe and welcomed and that they can just have a good time.